When I was little, I always had a hard time finishing my food. I would approach the dinner table seemingly starving, only to eat maybe 3 or 4 spoonfuls and feel satisfied. It took me a while to learn how to accurately measure my hunger, and I think this happened probably around third or fourth grade. But almost every time it happened, my mother would tell me the same thing. If you were a starving child in Africa, you wouldn't waste any of this food, or something to that effect. And this always baffled me because I can never understand the logic behind that statement. Even now, using that train of thought, you could twist anything to seem like it's beneficial. Let's say you're having a hard time doing your math homework or something, and somebody came up to you like, well, if you were Einstein, you wouldn't struggle with this homework. Obviously, if I were in those situations, I would have different metrics. It's an awful line of reasoning because it fails to evaluate how your current situation can be addressed. It instead places you in some fantasy which completely avoids the problem in favor of a bit of shaming. The same thing applies when I see men complaining about hypergamy and how it makes the game unfair, and it makes all women bitches or whatever. And this makes even less sense to me when I see supposed MGTOW men complaining about these things as well. I could understand if it was coming from a man in the rage phase, but after a while it shouldn't matter. Hypergamy should have no impact on your life as a MGTOW because the whole point of going your own way is to free yourself from female validation. Therefore, no matter how hypergamous all the women are, even if every woman in your vicinity thinks less of you because you aren't the Chad that bust their walls open last night, you shouldn't put up with any of it. You likely don't need to maintain any sort of contact with them regardless, nor can they bring any value into your life, so their opinions and feelings immediately become irrelevant. This becomes a bit complicated if the woman is in a position of power over you. However, in this case, her simply being in a higher position helps you ghost because you won't be on her radar. In this case, hypergamy is doing you a favor by keeping her attention off of you. This still doesn't make it any less of an unfortunate situation to be working under them, but at the very least, you don't have to worry about her trying to evaluate you across every man she's given herself to, because in her eyes, you aren't even worth that modicum of effort. Now that you have red pill knowledge, you can also save yourself from the traps that lie with the women who are subordinates or even on your level. Because once the biological clock starts ticking, they will begin to look for men just like you to settle down with, as they come crashing right into the wall. Her hypergamy will drive her insane during the relationship, because she will be unable to overcome the feeling of loss when she thinks about all the chances she had with Chad and Tyrone, and how she could only manage to wrangle down a beta like yourself. However, if you are a MGTOW man, you can forgo all of this and continue living the best life for yourself. There is no need for you to be stuck in a soul-crushing relationship in which her hypergamy will drive her to keep forcing you to work longer hours, sacrificing your youth and vitality in the process. You'll see through the mirage and walk the desert until you find your oasis. And when you do, you can bask in the glory, for you have earned it. By making the ultimate sacrifice, you have gained a blessing tantamount to the greatest men of history. So to reiterate, you should not concern yourself with thinking about how much female hypergamy has ruined, and instead, channel that time and energy into bettering yourself. There are 1,000,001 things to do and to pursue in this world. Don't let a vapid woman be one of them. That's all I want to say for this video. I was gonna say share your thoughts and feelings about female hypergamy in the comments, but we have better things to do than to discuss the inflated egos of some 30-year-old roasties. Instead, let me know what hobbies you've picked up during this quarantine. As you may be able to tell, I'm trying out this video editing thing, and so far it's pretty fun, so we'll see how long this lasts. I also have a new mic coming in the mail, so the audio quality should be improving sometime in the near future, depending on how shipping goes with this whole COVID thing going on as well. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching and stay prosperous.